If you're a real estate agent or a brokerage leader and you're not using these 6 tools, you're getting left behind. Welcome back to the show. My name is Todd Conklin, founder of the Sales Warrior Academy, and I took my business from 2 of us in the basement of our house to 12 offices doing $3 billion in sales. And I have taught these tools to hundreds of real estate professionals around the globe. Let's get to it. Tool number 1, you gotta be a lead machine. If you don't know how to generate leads, you are already out of the business. What does that look like? Well, in the Sales Warrior Academy world, that looks like your 5 to Thrive lead strategies. And look, I'm just gonna be super honest with you. Most companies, most coaching businesses out there, they're all trying to sell agents and leaders some nouveau way of not doing the work. It's not about avoiding work. It's about putting engines in place that operate when you sleep. The 5 to Thrive is a perfect example of that. Some of them are going to sound very familiar to you. Now, how we do them has changed over the years. Number 1 on our list for 5 to Thrive is online authority. It used to be, that was way back on the list. It used to be the past client sphere of influence was the primary way of generating business, but that's not the way it is today. Today, if you don't have online authority, you're never going to get the at-bat. It becomes a popularity contest, and you are literally unable to scale. The only business that you're ever going to get are the people that are in your immediate community, and that's going to be a luck strategy, a hustle strategy. Online authority is an engine that gets plugged in for you and is generating leads, converting those leads into appointments, all while you sleep. Number 2 on the 5 to Thrive is past client sphere of influence. But it's not the old way. It's the new way of set it and forget it so that you can have more time to have real belly-to-belly conversations, the ones that we actually love. You know what I'm talking about? Number 3 on the list are events. Used to be open houses, remember that? It's not just open houses, it's events. Open houses is one of them, but there are a whole variety of events because what you're doing now is you're creating experiences and memories and connections with the very people in your community. Number 4 then becomes farming. And it's not the old farm like postcards and door knock. That plays a role in it. But today's world, you gotta be technologically savvy. Like you've gotta be an animal. Somebody who can actually set this system up and let the engine run. And then the last item then becomes social media, but not the social media that you've probably been taught. It's social media as a distribution. Now look, I want to be honest with you here for a second. I know a lot of you, and this is probably going to hurt some feelings. I know a lot of you are putting out really great content. You're probably spending a lot of money on creating that content. You certainly are spending a great deal of time and energy creating that content. Your social media is not going to generate the kind of business that you need with the consistency that you need it just by creating entertaining videos. You're going to have this as a distribution channel for all of the value that you provide. And a qualified social media online strategist can help you do that. There's not very many of them. I tell you what, if you want mine, just comment below and I'll introduce you to Steven. All right, number 2 on the tool list is you've got to master listings for leverage. We've all heard the saying, in order to last in this business, you've got to list in this business. But what a lot of people miss is that they just take a listing, throw it in the MLS, and they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about taking listings and then learning how to launch those listings so they generate more listings and more buyers and more authority and more engagement and more opportunities for you to build rapport and build your database. That's a very, very different strategy. That's an engine that you can put in place that will literally take one listing, turn it into 3, 4, 5 listings, take that one listing and turn it into 10, 15, 20 buyer leads. But if you're not leveraging your listings, you are missing out. Number 3 tool you must master is operational excellence.
Real estate professionals, you and I both know 87% of the licensees don't make it in this business. Don't worry, I don't have anything to sell you here, but what I do want to do is I want to impact your life. I want to change your life. In order for you to be the top of the top, you're going to need to do some things different. And one of those things is to become part of the Sales Warrior community. Subscribe below, it's free.
I'm talking about standard operating procedures. I'm talking about proven processes. I'm talking about checklists so that you're not having to reimagine everything every single time. Now look, some of you are amazing at it, I get it. Some of you are just so charismatic that you can get into a room and you can just talk everybody into listening to their house and it's so great. And then all of a sudden you got 5 listings, 10 listings, and then you're all like, oh, I need help. Well, I get it. But if you had a system, if you had a process, if you had a checklist, you could literally give that checklist to somebody else, and they could then do the onboarding and the launch of your listings. That would just be an example. But every single thing you do, every promise that you make to a customer, to an agent, to a staff member, to a community member, you've got to have a system that's there to actually produce it, like fulfill the promises that you make. And that's number 3, operational excellence. So the number 4 tool is your strategic marketing. Well, how's that different than lead generation? I'm just going to be straight with you, okay? We all know the 80-20 rule. What happens oftentimes is we meet with a marketing person and they say, yes, great, give me all your money and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna build your brand, it's gonna be amazing. And then we do it and then we wait and then we wait and then we wait and then nothing ever happens and the leads aren't coming and the business isn't coming and I can't track a return on investment. And then the person says, oh, no, you just gotta give it time. It's, branding is hard to track and measure. It's bullshit. If you can't track it and you can't measure it to a return on investment, you don't do it. Period. 80% of your time, energy, and money, your talent, treasure, all of that should go into the lead generating system, the things that you know that works. But what do you do with that other 20%? Well, that's your strategic marketing money. That's the money that you're going to understand what's coming in the future, and you're going to try to pick winners. And then you're going to track and measure those to determine whether or not they should be in the standard, in the 80%. That 20% that you're going to invest in is going to determine, you're going to find some. Look, you may only find 1 out of 10 that actually work. Might be the goal, the very thing that keeps you relevant and ahead of the curve. It may be the very thing that separates you from everybody else. It's the differentiators of the world. But don't spend your 80%, spend your 20%. Number 5 is your strategic agility. Like, this is the moment where you put on your lab coat and you are a data-driven ninja. Like, everything that you do is based on the market knowledge, the market data, the stats, what they mean to you, what they mean to the consumer, what they mean to agents, and how can they position themselves to get their dreams, whatever it is, their outcomes. You've got to be that type of a person because the market shifts, period. Like, I know we all want to talk about, like, oh my gosh, the market is changing. I don't know. How about, yay, the market is changing. Look, it's been a seller's market for a very, very long time. I don't know about you, but like, there's some buyers out there like, hey, when's it my turn? It's their turn right now. But you wouldn't know it unless you understood the data. And if you are still operating your business like you were 3, 4, 5 years ago, you're in trouble. You need to be operating your business today like it's 1 year from now. That's strategic agility. And then the last one, number 6, the secret sauce of all sauces. You got to change your mindset. Look, you got into this business because you were really good. You had a dream. You had something that this business was going to do for you. Some of the most common things that I hear are like, bless my family, provide for my family, create experiences and memories for my family. It could be like, I'm going to break a generational curse, right? Like, I come from poverty and I'm going to forever change it. It could be that you just wanted to have something that was yours. Maybe it was impact. Maybe you loved the idea of helping people buy and sell homes. Home means something to you. Maybe it was just overall impact. Maybe it was like, I don't know, affiliate, whatever it is for you. Then you put a lot of energy behind it and you hustled and you grinded and you didn't quit when the most normal, rational person, it would have been a perfectly reasonable expectation for them to quit, but not you. You kept going. But now you actually have to operate like a leader because that's what you are. And leaders, look, they do things differently. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm not gonna dig into how to become a leader on this video, but here's what I would tell you. Number 1, subscribe. There'll be videos that come. Subscribe to this channel and you'll see some additional videos. But here's the one thing I'm gonna give you. In the description below is a link. And if you wanted to jump on a quick phone call with me, I'm happy to do it. No pressure, no pitch. But in order to become a great leader, to change your mindset, you're gonna have to be in rooms with people that think different. You're gonna have to read books from people that think different. You're gonna have to watch podcasts of people who think different. You're gonna have to be held accountable to standards that maybe you didn't ever think you could be held to. You're going to have to completely and totally recreate you. And if that becomes uncomfortable for you, good, because that's exactly the space that you signed up for. Because what got you to here will not be the thing that will get you to there. In fact, you're gonna have to kill that person so that you can birth the new person. That's the hard truth. But those are the 6 tools. I'd love to know what you think. Is there one tool that you think that you're missing? How are you going to solve it? comment below, and I'll see you on the next video.